We welcome you to our meaningful meditation for this Sunday. This is the third Sunday of Advent, and we'll be lighting the candle of joy. This Sunday is especially wonderful at UPC as we will be receivers of a gift from our choir. So today we're in the choir room where our wonderful chancel choir practices on Wednesdays and gives us their gift every week on Sundays. So this week they'll be doing a service of lessons and carols. And I encourage you to come in person at 10, or you can watch on our live stream on Facebook. But our passage for this Sunday comes from the prophet Zephaniah, and I wanted to read just a couple of verses from this is chapter 3. The Lord your God is in your midst, a warrior who gives victory. He will rejoice over you with joy. He will renew you in his love. He will exult over you with loud singing as on a day of festival. And I know, especially for those of us living here in Michigan, this continues to be a difficult holiday season as our hearts continue to be with all of those who've lost loved ones in the tragedy in Oxford last week. And it's hard, quite frankly, to focus on joy in the midst of so much despair. And I was thinking this morning, as I reflected on this verse, just how important it is to see ourselves the way that God sees us and not as this world is, because we know this world is not as God intends for it to be. So the challenge for each and every one of us is, in the midst of despair, to lift our hearts and see ourselves the way that God sees us, and that God calls us to be compassionate, especially to those who are struggling. So write down a list of people in your life, maybe start with yourself, those areas where you are struggling, and think of ways that you could reach out to lift others' hearts. And I know that that will lift your heart. Maybe it's holding a newborn baby. Maybe it's taking a child or a grandchild to go get a donut. Maybe it's sending a Venmo some money to a college student who's in the midst of finals. Maybe it's taking a poinsettia to someone who's homebound and can't get out. The list goes on of things we can do to encourage others so that they will see themselves the way that God sees them, rejoicing over them with gladness and with love. So I hope in this week of joy you can find some places, some ways in which to bring joy to your own heart and extend joy to those who are struggling in this holiday season. So we hope to see you Sunday. Blessings to you. Know that on Christmas Eve, if you're here in town, we will have 3 in-person services at 11 a.m. For the children, and then at 4 and 10 p.m. will be a traditional Christmas Eve service. So hope to see you this Sunday as we come together for our third Sunday of Advent, the Sunday of Joy. Amen.